and we little nerdlings all. As you can hear, my throat is still a little rough, but here I am because it is time for the end of month comments. And let's get to it. Yeah, this has been a bit of a rough month. Now you're a little high there. Hold on. I don't mean like that. I mean like this. Yeah, is that going to be better? That's going to be better. All right. So let's just start at the top, being the most recent, work our way back, and let's go a while and see what everyone had to say about some of the videos. Liked them, loathed them, or somewhere in between. And also, by the way, all my friends here in America that had celebrated Thanksgiving, I hope you and your families, you all had a great time. So now for just yesterday, there was a dropping of the Slideshow Gaming, which you know I do every Sunday. And this time it was from Marvel Villainous Ravensburger. So Clean Sweep 38. Nice to see you still with us, brother. Clean Sweep 38 had 2 comments. One, of course, thanks for sharing. You often bring that up. So thank you for noticing, to say something. I don't know. That's not right. But I think you need some attention. Because you're one of the few that always says thanks for sharing. Not that I'm putting anyone else down. I better just shut my mouth. Clean Sweep also said that he would enjoy watching a playthrough of this. Well, the 20-sided Warriors have been getting back together semi-regularly, so that's going to be a possibility in the future. Not just for Marvel Villainous, but for everything back here and over here. But that being said, the first thing I just want to say, and I think Clean Sweep, you're going to enjoy hearing this regardless of it not matching up exactly with what you just asked for, but because the 20-sided Warriors haven't gotten back together, I have started running Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Again, I'm running a 3.x campaign. I wanted to do first edition AD&D, but I felt like it was a little bit too much of a learning curve for some of my newer, younger players. Trust me, I'm not taking a jab at them at all. They're a lot more used to 4th and 3rd. I don't like 4th. So I think it was an easy choice. Because I do think 3rd edition is a very good system to introduce players to if you enjoyed that system. You don't have to just introduce players to the newest system. Please, get off that wagon. That's not real. Okay, so there's going to be videos with us talking about our Dungeons & Dragons games, me showing you how I set up for my game, getting really into that. Now, that being said, the reason I brought that up is because that is where we are dedicating a lot of our time right now, not board games. But what we we will make sure that we can get to you. And if we don't get the actual playthrough of anything to you, hopefully there'll at least be a 20-sided shots with the 20-sided Warriors giving you their opinions on this. Now, there was, recently the Hasbro edition, or a Hasbro edition, of What's in the Pixies Box also brought Clean Sweep out into the comments section. And he said, very cool. I remember this game long ago in a galaxy far, far away, but never played it. I like the action figure. So if you did miss, that was for a classic 1980s Star Wars board game. Actually, there's 3 very similar titles. Hold on. Escape from Death Star game. Not the Escape from Death Star game. And it's nothing super special about that game. I got it just for the nostalgia because I loved it as a kid. And why not have it in my collection nowadays? I'm glad you recognized it. You caught that. Very cool, Clean Sweep. Now, another regular joins us, the Shogunstein, for a Midday Monologue episode of Crit Hit Apps, where I was talking about board games that can or can only be played with the assistance of an app, which is something I've not really been getting into until recently. And Shogunstein said that was another legendary Midday Monologue. So I guess I brought up some interesting points and a good subject topic there. You know, sometimes I struggle for a subject topic for Midday Monologue Mondays, and other times I just see something and it snaps. And I think this was one of those occasions that I had a few games under my belt using using the app to run Hero Quest and to run Return to Dark Tower, and I really just understood it. That's not the right word. I really felt it. And I see how it really added on to everything. So maybe I'll go back and give the Lord of the Rings and give that another try, as well as the Imperial Assault, because that can be run with an app. You don't need a referee player, a DM player for that. So I might be checking that out. Also, Shogunstein made a point on the tabletop takeout I recently did concerning Ticket to Ride Europe. This was a gift years ago from one of my old players. Phaedra gifted me and the wife, and we got to play it a bunch of times, not nearly as much as you always want to. When you have a collection as big as this, you don't always get to play the games you want to play all the time. So I was surprised that I never did a tabletop takeout on it, which gave me the opportunity to jump right in and get it done. And Shogunstein, what a lucky son of a gun, said he found a copy just a few weeks ago at Goodwill for only $3. Shogunstein doesn't do flexes like this. So if he's saying this, I totally believe him 100%. He got a great deal. Lucky for him. I got it for free, but technically my friend paid full price for it. So you lucked out there, Shogunstein. Keep your eye out. You never know when something at a Goodwill store is going to pop up. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay. Tabletop Takeout, beginners. This is an old video. This isn't even anything new. This is from a few years back. My beginner's guide to For Against Darkness, which is a DM-less RPG style game by Ganesha Games. And Mickey Oliver. Mickey, I think this may be the first time I've noticed your name here. If not, I apologize for forgetting. And I will jump in and give this a physical answer right now. I'm sorry I made you wait 2 weeks. But it says, I have a question. Is it possible to play using a virtual tabletop apps? Just curious if it is possible to play using technology when not an option for pencil and paper via a work day during lunchtime, and you want to just do a quick run of the game while you eat. I do not know of any apps to run the game for you. You have a brilliant idea, and I was just talking about apps a moment ago, wasn't I? I was just talking about how I've totally gotten into the idea of apps running board games for you. So I see why you would want to ask this. Although there's not a lot of, technically I could. Do I have an example here? I have an example here. Here's sort of an example. So I take a piece of paper. And I cut it in half. And on one of these, front and back, I could fit 2 characters on each side because they're so simple, right? For that particular game. And it doesn't take up a lot of space. But I still see what you mean. You're still taking up more space than your phone is going to take up. So I dig you on this. I unfortunately don't know of anything. And I waited too long here. Here we go. I don't know of anything. I haven't seen anything yet. I do know that that Andre, who runs, I'm sorry, I can't remember the last name well enough to pronounce it here. The creator of For Against Darkness is he's on Facebook. For Against Darkness is on Facebook. And he is extremely open and friendly with everyone and anyone that contacts him. He loves being contacted by gamers. My best advice for you, and I'm going to write this in because I don't know if you're going to be watching the videos. That might have just been a one-off. I don't know if you're a new subscriber or not. So I'll write that to you. But yeah, contact him directly, because if he doesn't have one now, maybe you and enough people keep planting the seed. Maybe there will be shortly. So let me finish this video, and then I'll give you the short answer in the written description there. But Mickey Oliver, thank you very much for watching the video. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Shogunstein's all over the place. So is Clean Sweep 38. So Watson the Pixies boxer of Cryptozoic Entertainment from the top of the month here. And you're right. You are right. He says Ghostbusters 2 does not get as much love as maybe it should. Now let's examine this. You mean the movie Ghostbusters 2? Because what I unbox is Ghostbusters the board game 2. Slightly different. Let's deal with them one at a time. Ghostbusters 2. Doesn't receive the love it should. You might be right. It's a little more difficult to get through. And this is coming from one of the biggest OG Ghostbuster fans out there. Okay, I saw the movie about 12 to 15 times in the theater, and one of the last times I went in to see it, I had my Walkman with me, and it was a Walkman recorder. So I audibly recorded the entire movie so I could listen to it at any time. I had the role-playing game. Oh my God, I want to get that role-playing game back in my collection again. That Ghostbusters role-playing game was hysterically funny. So I'm a huge fan. The second one was a little difficult for me to swallow. Maybe it's not getting as much love as it deserves, but I'm not sure how much it deserves. It deserves some. It's Ghostbusters. It follows the tradition well enough. But there was a couple of things that seemed off with the movie considering the first movie. A few things that felt a little bit off. Now, as far as the board games go, neither board games, I think, have really gotten the big push that they deserve. The Cryptozoic Ghostbuster game and Ghostbusters, the board game 2, are really well done games. They're family fun. They remind me, if what is it up to now? Fourth edition now, I think. So I'm talking about the second edition of Arkham Horror is what this kind of reminds me of. It reminds me of a family-friendly version of Arkham Horror overlaid with a reskinning of Ghostbusters, which is a really fun way to introduce your family to bigger, darker games down the road. Both games work well. They're fun. They're not overly complicated. They offer you a good series of growth because they are RPG-like and the characters get to grow a little bit. You get experience and they're going to get different skills and abilities as you gain more experience. So I think both games deserve a little more love than they have. But I'm not 100% sure if what you meant was the movie Ghostbusters 2 deserves more love than it has. I think maybe it has just enough. So whichever way you meant that there, Shogunstein, I think I handled your answer. Yes, another gaming radar of The Hunger by Renegade Game Studios. You said this looks like an interesting game, but it looks like it's going to get lost in the cult of the new. Everything does. Unfortunately, everything does get lost in the cult of the new, but some things get lost quicker and faster than others do. And it's one reason why I put it on the gaming radar when I did. Instead of waiting till this coming month, which you know is going to be tons of gaming radars, because December is, as it always has been, well, at least for the last, 4 or 5 years, it's been a double drop month where every day there's a regular video plus a gaming radar in case you're looking for gaming ideas. The longer I waited to put this up, it's already lost. What am I beating around the bush here for? That's why people like me need to make videos on these good games. If you're a content creator on board games, and there's a board game that's not new, but you think is awesome, talk about it, will you? Stop letting things get lost. That's what happens. I feel like half of the time it's just us creators letting things get lost. We're not bringing it up. We're forgetting about it. But it's so easy to do. It's so easy to forget when everything is coming out. There's tons of stuff. How do you talk about everything forever? You don't. But if you find something you like, don't worry if it's cult of the new or not. Talk about it. Let everyone know why it is that you like it. But yeah, Shogunstein, I think The Hunger is already lost. Tabletop Takeout. Clean sweep. We're talking about Tiny Epic Westerns. And you said I got most of the Tiny Epic games. Games, and this is one of them. So yes, I currently have everything Tiny Epic. I have Ultra Tiny Epic. I got Turbo Liftoff, Blast Off. That's right there. I got Blast Off. I got everything. And did backing for Viking. Looking forward to that coming. And I see that there's a new one. Crime. I may not be interested in that one. Right now I am. But that feeling is sliding further back, like Homer Simpson into the hedge. By the time next week comes around, I'm not sure I'm still going to be a backer of that or not. Not sure. But yes, generally speaking, everything else I've loved to one degree or another. And Tiny Epic Westerns is one of my top Tiny Epic games. Friday Night Fillers, Vincent Spallone. Hey, Vincent, what's up? Vincent Spallone, this is for Paper App Dungeon. Says, if you end up running through one of the same monsters you already had fought, do you lose hit points again? No. Once that is defeated, that is defeated. Once you have encountered anything, whether it's a monster, whether it's a chest, whether you use the key to open the door, you never have to worry about that on that particular level again. And I think I already answered that one for you. If not, I'm going to jump in and have to tell you that because I don't know if you're a regular subscriber and you watch these comment updates at the end of every month. But no, yeah, you don't have to refight things on the same level that you've already done. Okay, Big John G's How to Play the Bloody Inn. This is also an older video, and how am I going to try to pronounce this name here? Sorpian Muzmandar. I totally screwed that up. Said, my God, I had to sit through this teach because there's nothing else on YouTube, and I hate rule books. But honestly, this is one of the worst teaches I have ever seen. Yeah, especially that's one of my older ones. Not that great. Even the newer ones, I flip-flop on how I feel about my own how-to play videos, and then every now and then I get reminded that my how-to play Hero Quest is almost at 7,000 views, being called one of the best how-to plays out there of that game, and that gives me a little confidence to dip my toes in the pool again and try another one. I'm sorry, I do try to make them all hits. Some of them I'm going to swing and miss. So some are going to be a nat 1, not a nat 20. All right. Ooh, I think we are now getting into we're getting into things that we have already covered. I think the problem is that because I haven't been replying, not as many have been leaving, you know? Let me see. This is everything. I'm not seeing anything else. Oh, what's this? Midday Monologue Monday, Crossing the Bloody Line. Clean Sweep 38. I didn't like anything. I don't like anything. Oh, yeah, we did this. We covered this last month. We covered this. Wow. I got to get back to the comment section. So that's it for all the new comments. Okay, that's partly on me. That is. This past month has been a little bit rough. We've had a couple of bad sicknesses in the house between me and my wife, and then in between that, my little girl Moxie dog had a liver problem. Cost us $8,000, but we saved her life. So things have been very, very difficult around here this month, and that's why the schedule has been off. I'm hoping that this coming month, December, is going to be a little bit better, and things aren't going to be as crazy. I've also been working on some new projects going into the new year. You're going to hear about that more actually next Monday when we do the What's Up December. We'll be getting into that. But yeah, there's some new segments that I'm introducing to the series, to the channel, right? And I'm hoping you're all going to dig that. And as far as the live playthrough goes, there's going to be more rough patches because on the weekends that the guys are here to game, we're gaming, not filming. So that makes it difficult. So I may be switching up the slideshows from Sunday, shifting them into Saturday, and then me doing a Pixie playthrough on a Sunday instead of a Saturday. So things are going to get a little hectic. So bear in mind. In fact, next Saturday is the next D&D game here. And we're 3 sessions in. Things are getting dark very fast. I mean, both dark and... So far, the players have been mostly acting the way I expected. When I say the way I expected, that includes, players. They do things. They say things. They go places that don't make sense. So even bearing all that in mind, they've been on track pretty much. Except for that one big mistake that's costing them everything. Well, anyway, those are going to start dropping on... I think I got them started to drop at the end of December. If not, they're starting for the beginning of the new year. So look forward to that. I really am so glad that D&D is happening again here for Two Gun Pixie regularly. So, but that's it. There's nothing else going on. Flash from the past. Look what I found. I found a bunch of these. You guys know what Unit 13 is? You see me wear the shirt sometimes. Have you checked it out? It's an old podcast we did. Absolutely hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. We're stormtroopers, and we're trying to capture Princess Leia before she gets to Tatooine. And with the exception of me and Tommy V, no one else played a role-playing game. This is all based on the D20 Star Wars role-playing game from the early 2000s that coincided with 3rd edition D&D, Wizards of the Coast. So none of them have really played role-playing games before to begin with. And they're all comedians, actors, writers, so it got pretty crazy. So yeah, I just recently found this stuff. Go check it out. It's still up on the site. It's always going to be. I think it's one of the last on the bottom of the playlist, I think. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. Here we are. We've been having some fun, and it's time to get back to real life. Yeah. It happens, my friends. I was going to fix this crazy hair of mine. Jeez. All right. Maybe it's time for a barbershop call. All right. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G. The Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming, and I am out of here. Actually, it sounds pretty good in the rough voice.